Hi guys, welcome back to round 16 of the Gentlemen's Racing League this week in Singapore. All sessions dry and my pace was quite good, I felt. First banker lap a 34.8, not that impressive yet, but that's what it is, a banker to get into the groove of things. Second lap a 34.28, and now we're getting into the times that I want to be in. That time is good enough now that I can really risk the car on my third and final hot lap, and that's going to be a real banger now. Lunik reacts just about in time, gets out of the way, so good job from him. We don't lose any time whatsoever there, gain some time in fact compared to our previous lap, and I'm really pushing the car here to the maximum on the rear tires, on rotation, throwing in over the curb really far into the corner here. Looks great so far, 2/10 up. Lost a bit of traction here mid-corner, but it didn't cost us too much time. Now this is a critical section. Yes, cutting the curve there nicely in the right turn, that's really important, gained us a 10th. So, into the final sector, 3.5 tenths up, and there's still a bit more time to be gained in the final sector here. So, cutting these curves nicely, could have taken a bit more there. Here need to keep up the apex speed, that works out perfectly. More nice corner cutting and now flat out. It's tiny lift for the final corner. And over the line, improving by 6/10 for a 33.6. Wow, that's really the maximum lap I can do here. Gets us pole in fact. Here we are then, at the race start. Starting in front of White Leopard and Mysterious on the mediums, in fact, right behind. So he'll be one to watch out for here. The start has looked nice. Didn't get challenged really into turn 1, which is good. And now we just need to use ridge and overtake in the straights and in the corners. We take it as slow as we can to preserve these tires, because the soft tires go off quite quickly, so we need to preserve them wherever we can to get them those extra couple laps, because they really go off quickly. So I am expecting to pit around lap 5 or 6 here. Really taking it nice and gentle around the corners and giving it some ridge and overtake on the straights to not get challenged. That's all nice and stable so far. My teammate has gained a couple positions at the start, I think. So Red Bull looking good again in the constructors.
Nice start. Let's keep it up.
So nothing too interesting happened here on lap 1, and that's just how I like it when starting from the front. No surprises. As predicted, around lap 5 I pit in onto the medium tires, so I'm going for a soft medium strategy here. I think that's the quickest strategy overall.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into
And
those
we
tires.
rejoin here with some clean air, 3 seconds, but even by the end of the lap, as you can see, these tires are just so strong. We gained 3 seconds on Torsi within 1 lap. And he's teleporting around here, so I'm a bit afraid of killing my front wing. Yeah, he just teleported behind me. It's really weird. I think either we have bad connection to each other, or the game is just being weird again. So thanks Codemasters. But off we go into clean air. Next up, Amino, 1.8 seconds. But again, these tires are just so thick, these fresh mediums. They're so quick. So we should have caught him in no time. Ideally we get him by the end of the straight here, but the gap is just slightly too big. As you can see, I still try it here with some overtake, but that's just not happening. So I have to slot in behind and really try to get past as quickly as I can. The problem here is, of course, even with these tires being as quick as they are, I cannot get stuck here too long, because the guys I've been battling with won't be sleeping. So I really need to get past here as quickly as I can to profit from these tires. And every sector that I am stuck here behind Amino are costing me dearly. But, yeah, I can't do anything here in these twisty bits. So by now I'm quite fed up, so I try to give it a go, overtake DRS, try to outbrake him here on the much better tires, and I completely outbrake myself. I don't know what I was thinking. So I have to reverse. I checked my rear view mirror, but just at the moment that I start reversing, cars show up, and yeah, I didn't realize it. So I reversed straight into them, and I hope no one got damaged, so sorry about that. But obviously I couldn't see them before they came around the corner. And fragged here, yeah, losing the rear end a bit. Having a bit of a moment, having to evade him, and he pits in. I'm not sure if he has damage or if he just wants to get off these soft tires. So a couple laps later we have caught back up to the Ferraris, behind which we fell, of course, by virtue of going straight into the runoff area. Now Emiliano here in front is struggling a bit, so it looks like we might get him here on the straight. Yes, up the inside, outbrake him. He's still holding around the outside, and now he's conceded, so job done. And we find ourselves behind Torsi again. So Torsi was the guy who just a couple laps ago we were behind, and we had some desync issues going on, so I'm a bit afraid of my front wing again. So I try to offset myself from him into every corner so I don't get damaged from accidentally driving into him or him teleporting around. And there, again, see? So it's really difficult to race closely here or make an overtake, of course. And meanwhile, Emiliano, I'm not sure if possibly he had to avoid an incident there because I braked weirdly. He DNF'd into the wall, so sorry to him if I had any part in that. So a couple laps later here we catch up to the guys in front who we were battling with before. Now of course we are behind them and in the dirty air, and I figured out in practice that I'm just struggling a lot here if I have dirty air, so I decide to go for an undercut here. The undercut on the mediums again is just so strong. The fresh mediums are really quick, so I hope to get in front of them by making the undercut and rejoin behind Gopta. And ACT also barely gets us, so we have to get past these two guys as quickly as possible on these fresh mediums to fight with White Leopard and Too Fast For You. Of course, as you can see here, absolutely no trouble catching ACT, but getting by is another matter entirely. But we catch him napping here a bit, put it in overtake in the middle sector, and yeah, he leaves us a lot of space there, so glad he did. Of course, with some other drivers that might have resulted in a crash, but not with ACT, so props to him. And now it's up to us to chase down Gopta here, and of course at the same time we are effectively racing still against White Leopard and Too Fast For You there. Alright, so we got past White Leopard and fast for you actually. And now look at the gaps. We gained almost 7 seconds from the undercut, which is insane. I'm not sure if they had any kind of incident or what is happening, but I almost cannot believe that we actually gained 7 seconds there on track. So curious to know what actually happened to them. Anyway, so we actually already did what we had to do with this undercut, and this is now just Gopta for track position as far as I know. Of course, Gopta on these old hards has quite the grip disadvantage, so we should be able to make use of that somewhere. And right here he gets a bit of a bad exit. We go up the inside. I'll break him and nice move. Job done. So yeah, it's obviously one of the spots where these fresh tires really do their job well. And a couple laps later, yeah, we rejoin here, or Ranky rejoins right in front of us. So he went for a hard to medium one stop, started from last place on the grid, went for a one stop and just got off his hard. So he's on the better tire now, so a little chance he can get past him. And of course we also have the dirty air now. It's a bit unfortunate, but there's absolutely no way I can get past him. Lap 25 here was probably the one time where I was reasonably close, but yeah, I mean, dirty air is just absolutely horrific here. And in all corners that use any amount of downforce, I just lose so much time. There's absolutely no chance to keep up. And especially here in traction zones, almost losing the car there under acceleration because of the dirty air. It's really, really incredible just how bad that is. And I had to defend the inside there from White Leopard, costing me obviously even more time, but it doesn't matter much. I should be able to catch up to rank again, and since I can't get past anyway, it doesn't matter much if I lose time here or not. So yeah, absolutely no chance of getting past here. But as you can see there on the left turn, Ranky gets a third warning, gets a 3-second time penalty, and that means for us the job is now to just hold on until the final lap within his 3-second window to get him, and we do get him on penalties in the end, P2, and my teammate Romanov gets P6 for some nice constructors points. Was a great race, was a lot of fun. Thanks for racing and see you next week on track. Bye bye.